I think it's pretty safe to say that when we examine the Skywalker saga, there's a lot of films that are very controversial to a lot of fans out there, such as The Phantom Menace, The Last Jedi, and yes, even The Rise of Skywalker by Disney. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, as of right now, we do know that Star Wars is going under a major change. Bob Chapek, the new Disney CEO, is really giving Lucasfilm a major facelift and promoting many of the creatives over there, such as Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, to really make key creative choices to really bring Star Wars on a better path to make it as successful as it ever was. Now, when we look at everything related to the original trilogy, at that point in time, Star Wars was really at its peak. It was doing very, very well. The prequel trilogy obviously created quite a stir between fans, but nowhere near as bad as the Disney Star Wars films, right? I think it's pretty safe to say that. Now, when we look at everything related to what Disney and Lucasfilm are currently developing, they have over 10 years worth of Star Wars projects, mainly for Disney Plus and for theatrical releases, and that's also not to count the books, novels, and comics on the side. That is also going to count towards this new Star Wars universe, also known as this new expanded universe, that is actually said to be far larger than the old one that we received back in the 1990s and the 2000s. So, the thing about this new EU, one thing that a lot of fans have been very so-so over is the High Republic era. There's a lot of fans that are all for it, and there's some fans out there that are totally against it. What's really good news is the fact that major changes are being made to this particular era, where now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are mainly focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of films, as well as the new Star Wars universe. It's explained that the new Disney CEO, Bob Chapek, has been making many changes over at Lucasfilm in order to create a better future for Star Wars in general. As of right now, Bob Chapek is getting rid of all of Kathleen Kennedy's concepts for the new Star Wars universe in order to ensure that the Star Wars brand can live on, to become more successful than it has ever been. It's noted that Bob Chapek was the one responsible for canceling Kathleen Kennedy's plan for the High Republic era. Bob Chapek is said to have canceled many story ideas and concepts for the High Republic era, and that Chapek has hired creator George Lucas to write over all of Kathleen Kennedy's ideas for this particular era. Now, it's explained that though the High Republic era will remain, Kathleen Kennedy's version of this era is going to be completely erased by George Lucas, Jon Favreau, and yes, even Dave Filoni, and that Chapek is the one to thank for all of this, for making this decision and initiating this plan. Now, Kathleen Kennedy originally wanted no wars in the High Republic era, and even wanted to get rid of the concept of lightsaber duels. Kennedy also forced onto her creative team over at Lucasfilm to introduce Earth-like dinosaurs in the High Republic era that the Jedi would ride on and use as a form of transportation. Kathleen Kennedy wanted to mix Star Wars with Jurassic Park for this era, and Chapek did not want this to happen at all, so he put an end to it by hiring George to take control and write over these ideas. So let me say one thing here, is that this would have been a disaster. I mean, I don't know any other way to say it, but it would have been a disaster. To mix Star Wars with Jurassic Park just sounds like a parody to me. I don't know about you guys may disagree with me on this, but I feel that it would have created nothing but laughter. To have Jedi riding dinosaurs with lightsaber, I don't know, it just seems very off to me. So it's very nice to know that Bob Chapek was able to put an end to that and hire George Lucas to really take the lead here and to really kind of pitch new story elements with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni to really create a better version of the High Republic. Thankfully, Chapek canceled Kathleen Kennedy's plan for the High Republic era. Keep in mind that this era will remain. It's not going away in and on its own. You know, the name itself is going to remain, but it's going to have a completely different design to what Kathleen Kennedy wanted to do. Thankfully, the whole dinosaur format with Earth-like dinosaurs are going to be put to the wayside. I could not imagine Earth-like dinosaurs in a Star Wars, universe. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I could maybe imagine, and just maybe imagine, if they made them look like actual aliens or something around those lines. Kind of like what happened in the Colosseum in Episode 2 between Obi-Wan, Padme Amidala, and Kenobi, or should I say, and Anakin Skywalker. You can see that they were somewhat inspired from dinosaurs of what George was going for, but Kathleen Kennedy wanted actual, literal Earth-like dinosaurs in the Star Wars universe, so I'm very glad that that actually was cancelled. And the fact that she wanted no wars in a Star Wars set of series of stories, whatever have you, in the High Republic era, that would have really been disastrous. I think it would have been. It would have been just a chaotic mess, and it would have made no sense to have no wars in a Star Wars story. You know, of course, these are mainly going to be books, novels, and comics, but the fact that it's going to be that big, this is really going to be a big part of the new universe, of the new expanded universe, right? This is going to play a major role. You have to make it very well done, and that's exactly what they want to do now. So with that being said, guys, you know, drop a comment below and let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.